Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to yet another video. Today, we have yet another video that I've done before. I need to buy a thesaurus. But yeah, basically, today I've got a very special package. I bought this from a friend who was recently selling off a bunch of his collection, so I bought some stuff because, I wanted to. So I actually bought this stuff, or at least I was thinking about buying it, like, I want to say like the same day that Jay left, so it's been a while. It's been quite a bit in the making, and I finally got this stuff, finally bought it. And, yeah, so today we're unboxing another package of prototypes. If I sound not 100% today, it's because I have like a wicked bad headache, but I want to open these dolls, and I usually like to do this on camera, so I'm forcing myself to record. With that said, let us begin. Alright, so here we have the envelope, and here we have my scissors that we're going to use to open the envelope with, because that's how opening a package works. I'm good with words. So, okay, it's wrapped up really well, so the package is kind of like bursting at the seams, so I don't want to cut anything inside. I'm just going to be very careful and cut along the top. It's a good thing I was being careful. The head of the doll was like right there. Alright, so let us take our things out of the package. We've got everything out. Yeah, this is pretty flat. There's nothing else in there. So I guess I'll start with the small stuff. So first I have these and these. So this is all hand-painted accessories and the like. These are some shoes from the G1 era of Monster High, as well as the original run of Ever After High. These seem to be resin shoes that were made and assembled via like gluing two halves together. So these are really cool. These ones are really nice. I actually didn't realize that they were the two halves kind of like prototype shoes. These are awesome. I've always wanted like a test shot prototype type thing like this. This is more in the lines of like a prototype because it's hand painted. A test shot would be just the sculpt in a different color. These shoes seem to fall into the same, it's harder to see, but they do have the seam line in the middle. Or no, do they not? I thought this one did. There's definitely a seam line in the middle. You can see it in like the light reflection. But yeah, these shoes are hand painted, and on the inside you can see a red color. So that's the color that the plastic is underneath. This one is a much squishier plastic, so I don't think these are glued together actually. And it seems like these are the same. They're also squishy. So I just kind of have two pairs of the same shoes here, and they're hand painted. These ones are nice. I like these quite a bit. And then this is a pair of shoes, I want to say from the Ashlyn Ella glass slipper shoe store. I think that's where this sculpt was used. But they also may have been intended for Rebel's Got Talent Raven at one point, because that doll was supposed to see a release at one point or another. Unlike these ones that are glued together in the front, these ones are just the final pair, like the final sculpt, but hand painted in the color that they were meant to be. They're very glossy and fun. It's really nice to have these. Also, I got a leg. You'll see why in a moment. So here we have some Ever After High prototype bodies. I believe they are both hand-painted, and they may even be made of like a more fragile material. Yeah. Yeah, this body definitely feels very fragile. We've got some broken hands. The underwear that is usually sculpted on is not there. It's completely smooth. And this one does, in fact, have a broken leg, which is where this leg comes from. The body is fully hand-painted, and it just is interesting how, like, loose the joints are. You can tell this is definitely not a finalized body whatsoever. This one does have, like, the underwear, like, seam line, but it doesn't seem like the actual underwear is, like, sculpted on. Like, there's no texture for it. This body seems to be intended for like Briar or Rosabella maybe, and you can see that the plastic underneath is pink, which is pretty interesting. Makes me wonder like if I peeled all the paint off, which I wouldn't do, but if I did, would the whole body be pink? And would this be like an Ever After High Draculaura body? This leg can be reassembled. I could try like putting glue down here to see if it'll stick together again. But yeah, it is in fact a broken leg. And the plastic feels different from, like, again, a released Ever After High doll's body. This one was just interesting to me. Like, the guy just offered me these two bodies, and I was like, yeah, man, that's cool. So I took them. This one is Raven's Raven's skin tone. I don't know if it's a Raven body for sure, but considering it's her skin tone, I'd assume it's a Raven body. I'm not sure. I don't know what this body may have been used for. It was probably just like one of the many samples that they made during the development of Ever After High, or even just for another random doll. Doesn't necessarily have to have been one from like the early days, but considering the lack of sculpted underwear, it does lead me to believe that this may be a very early body. Plus, it feels similar to my Twyla body, my G3 Twyla prototype, with just like the way certain parts feel heavy and others don't. The plastic just feels very different, you know? It's interesting just how different this body is. And like the one leg that she does have that's still attached, it's kind of funny. Both of my like resin feeling prototype bodies, both have a broken leg. Seems to be very common with these. But like this leg is very loose, you know, the way it kind of like moves around a lot. So that's something that my Twyla and this potentially Raven Queen body have in common. Makes me want a Raven prototype head now to put on this body. I mean, it's broken. But you know, I could like gently cobble this back together or something. Granted, this doll does also have a broken finger. She's missing a pinky. I wish I could like describe how fragile this one feels, especially compared to this one, which feels much more finalized, but again, just like the lack of the texture on the sculpted underwear. These are fun. I've spent a lot of time looking at them just because this is my first time seeing them in person. So you guys are seeing my first impressions. But I'm sure you guys are more interested in this. This is a Faceless Ever After High Briar prototype from the Throne Coming line. She's similar to my Cleo in the sense that like she is in fact a prototype. She's got the test routing that the final doll would end up sharing. I believe this is almost the same, just the hairstyle is different, which may have been done by the previous owner, to be fair. Like the hairstyle may have been done differently just from the guy who owned her before me. But she's got hand-painted gloves, you can tell because the joints are unpainted on her arms, and they're more of a matte black compared to the release doll. The dress, I want to say looks a bit different, but I also haven't looked at my Legacy. Why do I keep calling it Legacy Day? I haven't looked at my Throne Coming Briar in a while, so I'll get her over here to compare for sure. But she's also got hand-painted shoes. They're very glossy, and you can see the original plastic color poking out underneath. It was yellow. She has one of these silver things, which appears to have been sculpted in... I can't tell what the original color was, actually. Maybe if I take it off her arm, I'll be able to tell. No, it's fully painted all the way around. But this is, in fact, hand-painted. This silver is not nearly as pronounced on the final doll as it is, because, again, it's painted rather than being sculpted in the silver color. Her earrings are hand-painted as well. You can see that they are black underneath based on the bits that are going into her ears. Her hair is very soft and well-kept. It's completely glue-free. And her neck piece is also sculpted in yellow and has been painted to once again look the way it's supposed to on the final product. So I'm going to get my final version of this doll over here so we can do a comparison. All right, so here we have them side by side, and you can see that the black thing, chest piece, yeah, the silver parts of the black chest piece do actually look the same. So I think that's interesting. But the whole piece here is painted over a yellow base. When you put the gloves side by side as well, you can see how the prototype has like a more matte color to the gloves. Just think that's interesting. It does look pretty similar though. And of course these things are completely different because these are sculpted in silver and this one is painted silver, so this one is much shinier. I also should note that my original Legacy Day Briar does in fact have some minor glue seepage compared to this faceless prototype that does not. All in all though, they are pretty similar. I thought their dresses might be a little different, but honestly, they look exactly the same. Like the print is exactly the same, there's no difference. I think this one is just kind of like folded up a little, probably from storage, like done in a pleat, compared to this one whose dress was not pleated. Or maybe it was supposed to be pleated and that's why it's ironed out down like this. I'm not sure. But that's just one very minor difference between them. As for the shoes, once again, these ones are hand painted, so they're much glossier and yellow underneath. And these ones are just a matte black with a bit of pink shit that I smeared on them as a kid, because I was trying to paint them pink with nail polish. I was an Ever After High collector at 10 years old. I think both dolls have the same hair length. This one just had her hair in this hairnet here, so she's got like a bit more of a curl going on. I think she might have slightly more tinsel as well. It seems to be the wrap tinsel, and it's wrapped around like black or brown thread. And this doll, I think, has the same tinsel wrapped around thread, but it does look like she's got less of it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just grasping at straws to find differences between them. But regardless, this is my first Ever After High prototype, and I'm pretty happy to finally have one. My dream would be to get a Lizzie prototype. I have a friend who has one, and I've been trying to bully him into selling it to me for like... When did we meet? So that is a joke. Don't take the bullying thing seriously. If you don't bully your friends, are you really friends? Also, I should mention that this is Rosabella Beauty's birthday ball shoes. I thought they were hers, but I didn't say it because I wasn't sure. Now I am sure. So, that's cool. Honestly, if I can get them to stay together, I might put them on my, like, stock doll just because it's cool to have a prototype piece for that doll. Such an underrated line. I love the birthday ball dolls. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. This Briar is really cool. I'm not sure where on my shelf I'm going to put her, but I will work something out. I have a lot of cleaning to do in here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. Overall, this was a pretty cool package, and I do actually have another prototype coming in soon, but for now, I just wanted to cover these ones because I was very excited to get them and to unbox them. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think of these things. Let me know if you think I should try gluing this leg back together. I want to, but like I'm not 100% sure. Just let me know your guys' opinion on that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye! Also, I think she's funny without a face, so I'm gonna leave her like this.